What shattered the divine right of kings in European history? Imagine a time when kings believed they ruled directly from God and could do no wrong. That was the idea behind the divine right of kings, a powerful belief in early modern Europe. Kings claimed their authority came straight from heaven, making them answerable only to God. This idea helped monarchs justify absolute power and resist challenges from their subjects or parliaments. But history shows that this belief was not unbreakable. Several key events and ideas chipped away at this divine claim over time. The most significant blow came during the Glorious Revolution of 1680 to 1689 in England. When Parliament removed King James II and installed William and Mary as joint rulers, it proved that political power could be transferred by human institutions. This event showed that kings did not have a divine right to rule forever. Instead, authority could be based on laws and agreements made by people. This shifted the balance of power away from kings and toward representative government. At the same time, the Protestant Reformation created confusion around religious authority. Kings like Henry VIII of England challenged the authority of the Pope and established their own churches. This fractured the idea that religious and political authority always aligned. Different Protestant groups had varying views on who had divine legitimacy, making the idea of divine right less clear and more contested. The Enlightenment of the 17th and 18th centuries brought new ways of thinking about government. Thinkers like John Locke argued that governments should be based on the consent of the governed, not divine appointment. They emphasized natural rights and the social contract, which meant that rulers needed the approval of their people to stay in power. This challenged the idea that kings had a divine right to absolute authority. As European nations grew stronger and more centralized, they built institutions like parliaments and bureaucracies. These bodies gained power and began to challenge royal authority. They argued that their legitimacy came from the people and laws, not divine right. This made it harder for kings to claim they ruled by divine will alone. Throughout the 17th century, political conflicts and wars also showed the limits of divine right. When kings used divine right to justify unpopular policies, they often faced resistance. Civil wars in England and conflicts over taxes revealed that divine right could not always keep the peace or prevent rebellion. People started questioning whether kings truly had a divine mandate or if their power was just accepted out of tradition. By the 18th century, the idea of divine right was losing its hold among educated Europeans. The rise of religious diversity, new political ideas, and the failures of divine right to prevent conflict all contributed. The French Revolution at the end of the 18th century marked a final turning point. It replaced divine right with ideas of popular sovereignty and constitutional government. So, what really shattered the divine right of kings? It was a mix of political revolutions, religious changes, new philosophies, and practical conflicts. These forces made it clear that kings did not have a divine right to absolute power. Instead, authority was something that could be challenged, shared, or taken away. The belief in divine right faded into history, replaced by ideas that kings and governments must serve the people they govern.